Okay.
Right.
All right.
Ay, ay, ay.
How was your session?
It was a
What'd
really
you
good
learn?
session. Oh God, duplicate management with Brandon Tolbert, amazing.
Oh,
It was a really good session.
problem for all of us.
Always a problem, and will probably always be a problem. But being able to be effective in some solutions to automate the merge was quite insightful.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good stuff. So a lot of questions, a lot of participation. So
That's great.
I'm excited, and many more to go.
Yeah. Very good.
All right.
I was checking in with our different sponsors and their booths, and seems like people are doing well. Don't forget to go check them out and ask questions if you have them. And I think we are ready to go. So we are going to kick off our 5 and 5 session. And basically what we're doing is we're going to call up one of our sponsors, and we have 5 questions that they have to answer in 5 minutes. And we are going to facilitate back and forth between Frank and I. And our first one up is Joanna from Huron. Joanna, do you want to come on camera? Join us?
In 20 seconds.
We're good.
You
Everything's
just kicked
fine.
me off camera. Now I get to come back on. I'm
I
getting
know.
whiplash.
Oh,
Yeah, we told you
you're-
we're coming right back, Joe.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
There
look
she
at that.
is. All right. And we just need one moment here to get our timer up.
Oh, don't worry about that timer, that
Oh,
pesky
yes.
timer. Just
Okay.
give me all the time I need.
Joanna, do you want to take just a moment to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Joanna Turby, and I'm a director in Huron's digital CRM practice, and I'm the education portfolio markets lead. And that really just means that I help our team expand Huron's footprint in the market. And I have been serving higher education for almost my entire career, starting in industry at Baylor University in recruitment and admissions, and then with the University of Colorado for 11 years before jumping to consulting.
Awesome. Thank you, Joanna. Okay, I think we're ready to start now. So, Haley, if you could start our 5-minute timer. Joanna, our first question for you is tell us a little bit about Huron.
Okay, so Huron is a global consulting firm. We were established 22 years ago to serve specifically higher education and advancement. We serve several more industries now, but higher ed and advancement still make up about 2/3 of our revenue. We have about 6,500 employees worldwide, which makes us the Goldilocks of consulting firms, as I like to say. We're not too big, we're not too small, we're just right. We have over 25 technology partners, Salesforce obviously being a big one, but also Oracle, Workday, Informatica, AWS, and many more. We do traditional management consulting as well as digital transformation, like hands-on keyboard implementation consulting. And so all of this really makes us the preeminent full service consulting firm for higher ed, from pre-implementation and strategic advisory services through implementation and execution and managed services offerings. And I think a big differentiator for us is that we have really deep industry focus, with the vast majority of our consultants coming from the industry they serve. So I like to say my major is higher education and my minor is CRM. And that's really the case for many of our consultants.
Well, Joanna, you knocked it out of the park, I think, with question number 2 as well already. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about your expertise in higher education, or should we move on?
Yes, there is.
Yes. Okay.
Because that was all about us as a global firm. So what do y'all care about is our higher ed expertise. So I mentioned that we are meant to serve higher ed and healthcare. Our higher ed team has a really broad and deep spectrum of expertise. And so some stats for you. We have served over 500 institutions, including all top 100 research universities in the US. We have over 1,000 completed Salesforce projects and over 1,150 active Salesforce certificates across our consultants. We've been an early design partner for Salesforce's Education Cloud. So we've been involved for the last 2 years. We have 4 enterprise clients live, serving recruitment and admissions and student success on the new Education Cloud, with 7 more in-flight enterprise implementations. We also are building out repeatable assets and accelerators on the Education Cloud platform. We have many technologists who came from the Salesforce product team, and this matters to you because it's going to make implementing Education Cloud cheaper and faster.
That's great. All right. Question number 3. In the last 6 months to a year, tell us about a recent higher ed implementation you've done.
So this was too hard to pick one. I know you're shocked. So I'm going to highlight two. But I would just say we've had a lot. We've had a lot happening in the last 6 months. We had a one-stop go live last week. We did a Microsoft Dynamics implementation a couple of weeks ago. But to highlight one of our early adopters of Education Cloud is Queen's University. They have about 25,000 students based out of Kingston, Ontario, Canada. They are live for recruitment and admissions for their international students, as well as on Marketing Cloud. We are currently solutioning their case management for recruitment and admissions across undergrad and grad. We have built and are currently testing Data Cloud for implementing, bringing an old EDA org and their new Education Cloud org together to create that unified profile. And really the goal here is to use Enterprise Education Cloud and Data Cloud as a pathway to marketing and all engagement across that student lifecycle. Then on the flip side, on our advancement front, Emory University, we replaced a 20-year-old advancement solution with Affiniquest, Salesforce sales engagement, and a number of third-party tools just for phase one. We worked together on a change management strategy for them because there's a lot of change with replacing a 20-year-old system. And at various times throughout the project, we also provided resources to augment the Emory team so that the project was able to remain on schedule despite staffing irregularities.
Wow, that's a lot. All right, question number 4. We'll keep cruising. What is exciting you about 2025 coming up in your roadmap or products?
As you can imagine, I cannot pick just one here. So I mentioned very briefly, but the Education Cloud assets and accelerators that we're working on, the Education Cloud roadmap in general for recruitment, admissions, learner success, and advancement. I'm very excited about the SIS roadmap. We already have 2 clients embarking on that journey. Agentforce, Salesforce is all in on it. It takes AI to the next level. And then I would say just all things AI. We're investing a lot internally as well as helping our clients. And that's actually what our roundtable is going to be on today.
Well done. Okay, you have 26 seconds for tell us about your alma mater and what your degree was in, Joe.
I went to Baylor University, Sic 'em Bears. I'm from Waco, Texas. My degree's in public relations. And I joke that even though I'm a technologist, I use that PR degree every day to convince people I'm making their lives easier with technology, not harder.
Awesome. Great job. Thank you so much, Huron, for being one of our sponsors.
Thank you.
That was 8 seconds to spare. Nicely
Woo!
done.
Lucky number 8.
Yeah. All right. I think we're going to. Oh, are we ready? You tell me when I can.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Our next sponsor, can we have Cecilia from Forte come on? Hello, Cecilia.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so grateful, first of all, for this opportunity to present our team because we are a very young organization, just about 6 years old, and we have created a path for ourselves. And we are here presenting ourselves very strongly at Higher Ed Dreaming only because we have the capability to do that. So
Thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
All right, you're ready. All right, we got 5 minutes, 5 questions. You heard them already. You're going to hear them again, and let's get started. Go. So,
Fantastic.
first question, tell us about your company.
Forte Consulting is a dedicated, growing organization, and we have a wealth of capabilities. Our expertise so far lies within the core product of Sales and Service Cloud, and as well as deep expertise within the data integration and process optimization. We specialize within data environments and we connect multiple systems. Our team of experts are cloud infrastructure, applications architecture, as well as Salesforce development resources, and they are all backed by an executive advisory board comprising of both education advisors as well as Salesforce architects. So that is who we are.
Great. Your next question, tell us about your expertise areas in higher ed.
We have a core expertise within the Salesforce core products of Sales Cloud and Service Cloud, which we leverage for client interactions right now. Primarily, we will be using these skills to support the higher ed organizations. Right now, we do not have a higher ed client yet. However, our expertise within the nonprofit space, as well as our commercial clients, giving us this whole breadth of experience within the core products has given us the courage to come here and talk to you and say, okay, what is it that we can do to partner with higher education institutions? And we are so eager to do that now.
Fantastic. Love the eagerness. Next question then is, how about an implementation customer story?
Yeah. So we have partnered with nonprofit clients for the Salesforce environment, and we have conducted comprehensive security audit, refactoring, implementing Experience Cloud, and also we do a lot of data analytics for data-driven storytelling. And this has actually allowed our clients to make better decisions for their own businesses. And we are currently managing a large project where we are converting process builders into flows. You know, everyone, you have a deadline, December 2025. So we are working on that project, and this has given us an opportunity to actually redesign and also rethink about whether those processes are still valid for the customer. And this is a very nice opportunity to look at the business as a whole rather than just look at Salesforce and what are we implementing over there. So what else do we have? While we don't have the higher education case study yet, we see this as a perfect parallel where we can come in and we can look at the business processes and see what are the data integrations, as well as how can we partner with you for your data management success.
Great. Love the data-driven user story comment. Perfect. All right, next one. What excites you about 2025? Roadmap, products, programs?
What I have been really looking at is what are the biggest challenges within the higher ed. And there are three things that I have come up with. It's the student enrollment and retention, the data integration, and the academic programs with the workforce needs. So data silos being a significant hurdle, that is what we're going to be focusing on. We have fantastic product offerings from Salesforce. I'm very excited. Our talent are Salesforce Education Cloud certified, and we have a great team of developers that are looking at this as a proof of concept, and what is it that we can help, how can we help the higher education mitigate this data silos. The second one is the enrollment and the retention. We are aiming, all of us are in it to win it, right? So what is it that we can do to help? So Forte Consulting is really committed to leveraging our experience to help the universities on, mitigating these challenges of data silos, enrollment and retention, and finally, how do we set up our systems for workforce readiness? That's where we are at.
All right, 30 seconds left. Who is your alma mater and what's your degree in?
My alma mater is Stella Maris College back in Chennai, India. So if any of you are from India, woohoo, we are a premier institution. However, my daughters have grown up over here. So my older daughter graduated at Rutgers, and now she's at Rutgers Law School. I'm extremely proud of her. And Rutgers, thank you very much. And I have a younger daughter who has just completed all of her applications. And maybe the next higher ed dreaming, I'll come and say who our family alma maters are.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Cecilia, for joining us. And thank you for your sponsorship, Forte.
Take care.
All right. Next up, we have Mark from Cloud for Good. Mark, are you with us? There he is. Good to see you, Mark.
I forgot to turn on the video, but I'm here.
No, we can hear you and see you, and everything is good. All right, Mark, you're going to have 5 minutes and 5 questions, and we're going to get started right now. So, all right, Mark, tell us a little bit about Cloud for Good.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. So first of all, thanks for having us and organizing this great conference today. At Cloud for Good, we think it's all about creating a better world. Using Salesforce, we want to bring the same great technology that the largest companies in the world use to our customers who are often feeling resource constrained and in some cases even left behind. And that's where our 250 experts come in. We have built ourselves up to be a premium Salesforce consulting partner, and we're proud to work at the confluence of people, process, technology, and data. And our focus is entirely on higher education and nonprofit organizations so that we can help them to better achieve the missions that they set out to achieve. We do that by making sure we understand the unique needs of our clients, and then by delivering tailored solutions to them that can drive real impact, lasting impact, by integrating Salesforce into their operations and helping to improve the delivery of their programs.
Great, thank you. All right, question number 2. Tell us about your expertise areas in higher education.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think we work across the entire student life cycle: recruitment, admissions, student success, alumni relations, marketing, communications, and are proud to be a design partner for Salesforce on the Education Cloud. When we think about how we improve student engagement and retention, we want to make a more connected, more personalized experience for the students. We've done that at organizations such as Boise State and DePaul University. We've helped Old Dominion University and Louisiana State improve their recruitment and admissions through implementing Salesforce Education Cloud and Marketing Cloud. And then in the advancement arena, we're working very hard. Companies of all sizes: Babson College, who just went live on Education Cloud last month; Central New Mexico Community College, a much smaller organization. And then we're working very closely with the University of Massachusetts Foundation and their 5 campuses to implement Education Cloud there. So all of these organizations are looking to be able to drive impact through better decision-making, through the use of their data, and to make sure that they're creating personalized experiences for their students and other constituents.
Awesome. All right. Tell us about recent higher education implementation in the last 6 months to a year.
Yes, we are really excited about the work we've done at USC. This was a advising program called Advise USC, a provost initiative. It was highlighted by the president in her State of the University address last spring. We built a campus-wide advisory system with them that now covers 21 of their 23 schools. Some of the results from that are that, again, data-driven decisions can now be made about students, which ones need the help. Departments can collaborate across departmental lines now because of it, and communication is much faster through real-time alerts for students and faculty. We saw in the first 6 months of that program over 20,000 personal program plans created for students, which was far ahead of what they were expecting. And from a technology perspective, we've been able to create a feedback loop within Advise USC, and they've closed out over 2,500 cases and created 38,000 advising notes. So really having an impact.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, we're going to speed through the last couple.
I know.
What excites you about 2025?
So much to share. 2025 is going to be all about AI, in my opinion. No surprise. For me, I've been in technology for 30 years. I think that generative AI is the most exciting new technology to come along since cloud over 25 years ago. I think 2025 is going to be all about experimenting with Gen AI across the organization. I think there are use cases everywhere, but we probably don't even know what the killer app yet is for Gen AI. But I think by the end of next year, we're going to have a much better idea of what that might be and how you can use it on Education Cloud to take advantage of that powerful solution. And I know you're going to ask me about alma mater. I got a degree in English and philosophy. I don't know how I ended up in technology, but that's what happens if you go to Williams College. Go Eefs.
Well done, Mark. You did it. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Cloud for Good, for being a sponsor.
Thank you, Mark. All right. Let's have our friends from IntraEdge join us. I see Ryan Clements, and I now see Mr. Jonathan Mayer. Hello, gentlemen. All right. Are we ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. First question, and let's start. Let's go with, tell us about your company.
All right, I'll take this one. So IntraEdge, minority-owned global business founded in 2002. We have roughly 3,500 employees. We're both a product and services company headquartered in Chandler, Arizona, but we also have offices in San Francisco, Vancouver, UK, Singapore, 4 locations in India, and we actually just opened an office in Costa Rica. Kind of, going back to IntraEdge's roots, Vince and Todd who have also joined with IntraEdge, deep history with both the CEO and COO, Larry Ferguson Kalsomani, which kind of helped us to start this initiatives. We joined IntraEdge a couple months ago, so relatively new, but really taking the broad capabilities that IntraEdge has for digital transformation and putting the higher ed kind of lens on it to kind of bring a new perspective to implementing Salesforce and other technology stacks.
All right. Next question. Tell us about your expertise areas in higher ed.
Yeah, so I think if you take a look at, relatively new here, but combine between the leadership's combined expertise, we've served over 150 institutions during our collective 10 years. I think our goal here at IntraEdge is leveraging our nimbleness and low overhead to really get back to our roots of serving the higher ed community and enable us to explore creative approaches to allow institutions to really say yes to institution, right? I know Jonathan and I both came from working in higher ed, worked with you at ASU, Frank. So kind of really trying to get back to roots to help solve implementation issues. So we really focus on implementing the full life cycle of Student 360, Marketing Cloud, Data Cloud, coming up points of view on Agentforce as it's new and trying to find different unique ways to do that. Really, we have, as you can see on the screen here, breadth and depth of technology services, AI, analytics expertise. We've got a interactive team that focuses on UI, UX, and design thinking. Corporate training, working with corporate customers like Amex and Meta to really solve some of the corporate training needs. Full stack engineering, cloud migration expertise, including deep expertise in all things data architecture.
Sounds like it'd be busy. All right. Let's talk a little bit about a customer story or a higher ed implementation in the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, thanks, Frank. I actually want to reach back to the recent past when I was still working at Salesforce and talk about an engagement that I had with you and your team where we looked at implementing Data Cloud. The admin in me, the architect in me is like so excited about Data Cloud as a technology, but it really has been a challenge to kind of align all those capabilities in that higher ed context. So this story really kind of, gives me life. I've been lucky to be engaged on and off with ASU for like 10 years. And during that time, there's always been this repeated desire to have a unified view of communication. And you guys have made some incredible strides. You've done multiple Marketing Cloud implementations. You unified a lot of those initiatives, a lot of communication. But like technical challenges, political and strategic realities, it means that you have not been able to operate outside of that multi-org, multi-marketing tool framework. And I know that's true for a lot of schools. And like the part that's frustrating is it sounds pretty simple to solve for this, right? Get the send history from everywhere, put it in one space, and then use it. And I remember you guys even engaged one of my fellow customer success architects to design a solution where everything was going to go into a Heroku warehouse. But I think that you just weren't able to move forward to this. And I think part of that is that even though it sounds simple, each of those steps is challenging. You got to map and ingest the data, tie that send history from different systems to a single constituent, and then actually leverage it so it's worth the investment. And Data Cloud makes all these steps easier and more manageable. It's got those connectors. There's a data model already for engagement sends and a delivered component that displays that engagement history right in the CRM. And I think that last point around actually leveraging it to make it worth the investment is the biggest piece here. You can segment and identify new audiences and really leverage and use the data. So I think also, and last thought on this and why I'm so excited about it, is that this really lends itself well to an iterative approach. You can start with a subset of orgs, bring the data together, take advantage of that functionality. And I really can't wait to see how you guys progress forward on this.
Great. All right. 45 seconds. 2 questions. What excites you about 2025?
Honestly, just being part of a new group. Ever since I got to say yes to the business users at my institution, I've been in love with the Salesforce platform. The only thing that felt better was helping other institutions say yes when I was back in the SI world. Super excited to be back.
All right. Alma mater and your degree. Go.
Go, Jonathan.
Oh, real quick, Fresno Pacific University, where I brought Salesforce to my campus. It's not an Ivy League school. Maybe it's like a Pathos League school here, business administration.
Ryan, 10 seconds.
Go Devils, ASU, undergrad, master's there. I also want to invite people to our booth. We have a product that I was hoping to speak to a little bit. Trio, AI governance, FOIA automation, request for forgotten automation, pre-built subscription center that wish we had at ASU as an option to explore. So we got expertise in our booth, as well as Jonathan Mayer, if you want to ask him anything. So please stop by.
The booth is out there. Thank you all. Thank you all. Next.
All right. Thanks, IntraEdge. Last up, we have Blackthorn. Michael, are you with us? There he
I
is.
am
Hi,
here.
Michael.
Hello.
All right, Michael, you're going to have 5 minutes for 5 questions, and we're going to get started now. Tell us a little bit about Blackthorn.
Yeah, so Blackthorn is really focused on making sure that all of your constituent data is accessible in one place. And the way that we really highlight that is with the primary application that most people know us for, and that's our events app. So really just taking the entire event ecosystem and that entire event lifecycle and making sure that that data is usable in a way that is very user-friendly for the individuals that need it on a campus. We also have some complementary apps such as payment. So for things like advancement events where we need to take a ticket or have a donation, we're able to leverage our payments application as well as Blackthorn messaging for notifications either to attendees or to individuals who are needing to know about who has checked in, who's signed up for an event, any of that information to streamline communications.
All right, great. Question number 2, tell us about your expertise in higher education.
Yeah, so higher education is by far in our way our most prominent vertical. It's our primary vertical. We really fit into the entire life cycle of a student or a constituent where we start with undergrad and admissions, making sure that when they come to that campus tour, we're able to track them. Did they show up, get any questions answered that they might have, or better for us as well on the institution side, making sure that we're able to really fill out a constituent profile utilizing that data that we're getting. We also work within student success, whether that be orientation, making sure that individuals show up to every orientation event that they need to, or just making sure that individuals and students are engaged on our campus. I mentioned it a couple of times, but we also work in that alumni and advancement space. We often utilize our alumni and advancement customers to help influence things like our roadmap and where we're headed. And we've really proven that out by starting our higher ed product advisory board. That's something that just came out this year. I didn't want to talk about it in 2025 because it's this year, but we want to make sure that we are speaking to and servicing our higher ed customers. So we have that board that was just founded recently.
That's great. Okay, tell us about a recent higher education implementation in the last 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, so the one that I want to talk about is Ohio University Heritage College of Osteopathic Medicine. I was worried I was going to mess that one up.
That was impressive.
Yeah, thank you. But they have been utilizing Blackthorn because we always like to think about all of the data that exists in silos, something that a number of people have mentioned before. And they needed that information to be inside of Salesforce, making sure that they're actually able to leverage all of that. They also had some legislative goals where they wanted roughly 80% of all of their students to be from Ohio. So allowing us to actually track that information, or allowing them to actually track that information inside of Salesforce, made it really, really easy and streamlined to start achieving those goals. We also helped mitigate some of that, what we call import-export dance, where all of that data that lives outside of Salesforce is now able to be in Salesforce where it's actually usable, actionable, rather than needing to spend time with spreadsheets that were loading and changing information out.
All right. Number 4, what excites you about 2025 in your roadmap or products?
Yeah, so there's a number of things that we're really excited about from a 2025 perspective. In terms of our product, the one that I want to make sure that we touch on is our mobile attendee app. So we've had an app for checking people in, for a while now, but we're actually going to extend a lot of functionality to a mobile check-in application that's going to allow alumni or other individuals to have an app that they can install on their phone for things like sessions that might be occurring. We're also building out kind of our customer experience where we're doing daily office hours. So being able to have any of our customers meet with an onboarding individual and get any of their questions answered. We're also having our first user conference sometime in 2025, which is something that we're really excited about. Rumors on the street right now are that's going to happen right around Education Summit. But we're really looking at leveraging that entire event for also a user conference that we can make sure we get feedback that we need from individuals.
Very cool. Okay, you have 30 seconds left to tell us who your alma mater is and what your degree was in.
Yeah, Haley mentioned that I should wear school swag. So last time I was in Seattle, I bought a shirt from Seattle University. So my alma mater is Seattle U, and I majored in English literature, which also doesn't make any sense for a sales engineer, but that is what I majored in.
Yeah, I understand. I'm an early childhood education major.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, thank you so much, Michael and Blackthorn. We really appreciate you sponsoring our event.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
All right. Well, you see on the screen what's coming up next. Thank you all for joining us. Go and visit our sponsor booths, provide them some support, give them a shout out, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Good job.